The 2025 Met Gala was supposed to be a celebration of Black style and high fashion, but behind the velvet ropes and couture gowns, a storm was brewing. Rumors had been swirling for months about Hermes outsourcing their iconic Birkin bags to Chinese factories, betraying their Made in France promise. Kim Kardashian, ever the fashion icon, was allegedly involved in a cover-up, using her massive platform to distract from the controversy. Enter Nicki Minaj, who, upon hearing these allegations, decided to confront Kim directly at the Met Gala.
Alligator Farms has workshops in France, and most bags are made by a single artisan. So go ahead and buy your DH-Gate bag, whatever bag, and see how it holds up over the years. Trust me, Hermes is not concerned.
Turning the event into a battleground of truth versus deception. Nicki Minaj didn't show up to the Met Gala to serve looks, she showed up to serve a warning. Draped in a sharp-shouldered custom Tom Brown piece that screamed power and precision, Nicki was already commanding the room without saying a word. But this time, the outfit wasn't the message she was. By the time she stepped onto the red carpet, the fashion world was already buzzing with whispers. The Hermes fraud scandal had reached a boiling point, Chinese factory leaks, accusations of deception, and now Kim Kardashian allegedly at the center of a cover-up.
Got a lot of requests, do Hermes next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way. I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Word on the street was that Kim had been posting her Birkins at carefully calculated moments to steer attention away from Hermes' dirty secret. And Nicki, she wasn't buying the silence. What happened next wasn't scripted. It wasn't staged. It was a reckoning. While cameras flashed and celebrities played pretend, Nicki found Kim, and what was supposed to be a night of glitz became a night of exposure. Their exchange was brief but brutal. Eyewitnesses say Nicki didn't yell, but her tone cut deeper than anything on that carpet.
De l'entrée, où on me donne des morceaux de cuir jusqu'au moment où je vais avoir livré ma pièce, je veux pas qu'on reproduise un geste de façon indéfinie en se disant bon bah je fais toujours ce même geste et je pense qu'on est vraiment là pour apprendre un métier et pas des tâches.
And Kim, she didn't say much at all. That silence, it said everything, because Nicki didn't just confront her, she called her out in front of the whole industry. And when the queen speaks, you listen. To understand the heat behind this confrontation, you need to know the timeline. Hermes, long worshipped as the gold standard of luxury, was caught in a storm when footage allegedly surfaced showing Birkin bags being manufactured, not in France, but in Chinese factories. Workers on production lines, costs slashed.
This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD.
Have you all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? The only real difference? China ships the products to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom, luxury? It's ridiculous.
Corners cut. It wasn't just shocking. It was a betrayal of everything Hermes claimed to stand for. Right in the middle of the outrage, Kim Kardashian. While fashion insiders were sounding the alarm, Kim's Instagram was a carousel of exotic leather, rare Birkins, and flexed exclusives. While factory workers were allegedly being paid pennies, Kim was flaunting $40,000, 0-cent bags on marble countertops. It didn't feel like coincidence, it felt like coordination.
These are pieces of artwork. These artisans train years and years to make one of these bags.
Fabrice is doing the last stitching on a Kelly bag. A Kelly takes around 13 hours to be made, depending on the materials that we make it. Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag.
Bill Hermes says, made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary on. Show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You got to be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
Critics started lining up the receipts. Each time negative press about Hermes dropped, Kim's page lit up with a perfectly timed Birkin moment, the rarest of rare. Headlines shifted, algorithms changed, the scandal faded, and that's when the rumors started that Kim wasn't just an unwitting fashion icon. She was allegedly helping Hermes control the narrative, that her posts weren't fashion inspo, they were strategic damage control. And some sources,
you're being fed from these factories or people with these TikTok videos which seemingly have false information, everything from pricing to the bags. Like, I just don't understand. A lot of these luxury brands own their own manufacturing and source product from farms that they own. Hermes owns its own tanneries and crocodile and
even claimed she was compensated not with ads, but with access, exclusives, and hush perks no one else could touch. The when Nicki stepped to her at the Met Gala, she wasn't just confronting a peer. She was calling out the face of a cover-up. Nicki Minaj didn't just walk the carpet. She walked in with a purpose. Dressed in a custom pinstriped Tom Brown gown that merged masculine tailoring with hyper-feminine floral embroidery, she turned heads before even saying a word. The dress? Structured, serious, almost confrontational. The floral accents? Strategically placed, delicate but not soft. And the sunglasses? Icy black, eyes covered, energy unreadable. But anyone paying attention knew what was coming. This wasn't just couture, it was armor, a calculated message to the fashion elite. I see the lies, I know the game, and I'm not playing. While other celebrities leaned into safe silhouettes and PR-friendly poses, Nicki stood apart. There was tension in her posture, precision in her pacing. She didn't smile for the cameras. She didn't linger on the stairs. She moved like someone with unfinished business. Stylists whispered, journalists took notes, social media lit up, because for the first time in a long time, a celebrity wasn't trying to blend into the fantasy. She was preparing to burn it down. It happened. Somewhere between the champagne flutes and photo ops, Nicki found Kim. The crowd didn't see it coming. One moment it was glamour and flashbulbs, the next, silent. Whispers turned to side eyes, phones came out. But what they captured wasn't a screaming match. It was something colder, sharper, the kind of exchange that doesn't need volume to leave impact. Eyewitnesses say Nicki approached with direct eye contact and zero hesitation. Her words, low, deliberate, and deadly serious. She allegedly confronted Kim over the Hermes fraud rumors, specifically the timing of her Birkin posts during the outsourcing expose, and whether she'd knowingly played a role in misleading the public. Kim, usually confident and camera ready, reportedly stiffened. She didn't respond with attitude. She didn't clap back. She just stood still. No witty comebacks, no exit stage left, just a moment of visible discomfort that sent a wave of tension through the room. It didn't need to go viral to go nuclear. By the time security lightly redirected the pair and the moment passed, it was already too late. Everyone who witnessed it knew they had just seen the moment the silence broke. And once that silence was shattered, the fashion world couldn't unhear it. Within minutes of the confrontation, the internet went into full meltdown mode. Clips of Nicki and Kim's tense moment, some shaky, some blurry, all explosive, began flooding X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. It didn't matter that there was no audio. Fans didn't need words to understand what went down. Nicki's body language said it all. One tweet racked up 500,000 likes in less than an hour. Nicki didn't raise her voice, but she raised the bar. This is what holding people accountable looks like. TikTok edits quickly followed, splicing together Nicki's past lyrics about truth, loyalty, and betrayal with footage from the Met carpet. People dubbed it the confrontation that shut down the glamour illusion. Even casual fans who hadn't been following the Hermes controversy were suddenly Googling Kim Kardashian Hermes fraud. Memes exploded. One viral post read, Kim posts a Birkin, Nicki posts up in real life. And pages were divided. Some tried defending Kim, suggesting Nicki was out of line. But those defenses were quickly drowned out by a tidal wave of people praising Nicki for doing what no one else in the industry dared to do. Say something publicly. And that's what made it different. This wasn't a subtweet. This wasn't a passive aggressive interview answer. This was a direct confrontation in front of cameras on the industry's most sacred night. And once social media got a hold of it, there is no putting the truth back in the vault. Nicki's confrontation didn't just shake up social media. It rattled the foundation of the entire fashion industry. For years, luxury brands have thrived off exclusivity, fantasy, and celebrity endorsement. They've depended on influencers to sell the image. Flawless, ethical, elite. But when one of the most powerful women in music publicly calls out that illusion, the cracks can't be ignored anymore. Consumers today aren't just watching, they're tracking. They follow receipts. They know when a limited edition drop shows up in bulk on resale sites. They recognize when celebrities go suspiciously quiet while brands spiral in controversy. The Hermes scandal didn't just expose a factory, it exposed a system. And Nicki's move? It put everyone on notice. Suddenly, PR teams were scrambling. Brand reps were reviewing contracts. Fashion editors were debating whether they could continue praising a brand tied to so much deception. The glossy, untouchable mystique of luxury fashion, it was officially under fire. Industry insiders are already reporting that some houses are reassessing their influencer deals, especially with celebrities seen as liabilities instead of assets. The word transparency isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's a demand. And the fashion world knows it can't go back, because when a superstar like Nicki Minaj chooses ethics over etiquette and exposes the hypocrisy that's been festering beneath the glitter, the rest of the industry either follows her lead or gets left behind. Kim Kardashian might have been the first name to make headlines, but she won't be the last. Because now that the spotlight has been ripped open, the fashion world isn't just watching Kim, they're watching everyone. The moment Nicki Minaj confronted her on the Met Gala carpet, a fuse was lit. And fans, influencers, and even industry insiders started asking the obvious question: if Hermes really used Kim to distract from their scandal, who else played along? Twitter threads have started mapping out timelines. TikTok creators are stitching receipts. Instagram is full of side-by-side comparisons, one column for brand controversies, the other for influencer uploads. The patterns are hard to ignore. Why did certain celebrities suddenly go silent when Hermes factory video went viral? Why did a handful of them start pushing made in France messaging right after the Chinese manufacturing leaks? And more importantly, why did they all seem to post at the same time? Fans have already pointed fingers at luxury favorites, celebrities known for their close ties to fashion houses. Think A-listers who sit front row every fashion week. Think brand ambassadors who've never once spoken out about ethical sourcing, even while rocking $50,000 0-cents price tags. One viral post put it bluntly: Kim's just a face and this cover-up has a whole cast. And they're not wrong. Behind every silent Birkin haul is a strategy, a manager, a contract, a brand desperate to control the narrative, and a celebrity willing to play the part. Now that the audience sees the performance, they want to know the rest of the script. It's not about cancel culture, it's about accountability, and as fans continue connecting the dots, the list of names being quietly added to the suspected silence roster is growing. No one's been officially outed yet, but the message is clear. If you helped cover up corporate fraud with curated content and strategic silence, you're next. This incident underscores the immense influence celebrities wield over public perception. Their endorsements can make or break brands, but with that power comes responsibility. As the lines between promotion and complicity blur, the public demands clarity and integrity from their icons. In the wake of the confrontation, discussions about ethics, transparency, and accountability in fashion have intensified. Brands are reevaluating their practices, and celebrities are more cautious about their affiliations. The Met Gala incident serves as a stark reminder that actions or inactions have consequences. Nicki Minaj's confrontation with Kim Kardashian wasn't just a personal dispute, it was a clarion call for the entire fashion industry. It highlighted the urgent need for transparency, accountability, and ethical practices. As consumers become more discerning, the era of blind admiration is over. The fashion world must adapt or risk losing its credibility.